What's up, y'all viewers? Welcome to the Everything Show with me, your host, Angelica Young. So today, as the title states, we're going to talk about everything Yale Young African Scholars. So, it was last summer. We don't have summer in Kenya, so that is just a joke. We are in the equator, so yeah. So last year, I had the opportunity of attending the Yale Young African Scholars program of 2021. And I just want to share with you, the stats, the extracurriculars that got me into Yale Young African Scholars, and maybe something that I think could have helped me in getting into Yale Young African Scholars. So let's just dive into the video right now. British accent, I'm pretty good at it right now. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the required components of what you need in your application. You're supposed to have, okay, I'm reading from my notebook here, so don't think I'm a weirdo, because I am a weirdo, but not so much. So much. Yeah. So the first thing we're gonna need is an activities list. You're gonna need that. So you're supposed to say your activities and stuff. Let me just list them down first, then we dive into it, dive in. So first of all, we're going to need an activities list, and then essays, transcript, one letter of recommendation, and national exam scores. Yeah. Right now, somebody might be asking, what is Yale Young African Scholars? So, what is Yale Young African Scholars? Yale Young African Scholars, in an acronym, we call it YAS, YYAS, is an academic enrichment program that takes place in, somewhere in July, and it's meant for African kids, African students who are between a certain age. Now, let's just dive into everything. So, the activities list. In the activities list, you're supposed to say the extracurricular activities that you are engaged in, and you're only supposed to say about 3 of them. You're only supposed to say 3. So in that, you're supposed to say the ones that you're most passionate in. You cannot say that you're into debate, yet you just you just participate in debate only 3 hours a week or something. Yeah, so the extracurricular activities that I said in my application were, first of all, the first one, I don't remember, you're supposed to list them in a chronological order, from starting with the first one that you're most passionate about, going down. So I don't remember, but I'm just gonna say the extracurricular activities that I engaged in. So the first one was Thrift Swift. Thrift Swift is a business. So this is like an ad, but it's not an ad because it's not sponsored, because I will be the one who's sponsoring this video because it's my business. Thrift Swift is just basically an online business that I started with my sisters. So right down there, I said that I was the founder. You're supposed to see the position that you have in that certain extracurricular activity. So I am the founder of Thrift Swift together with my sisters, and it's an online business that we have that you buy clothes that are in fashion. They're amazing. So the next activity is YDev Academy Microsoft training. I participated in that, just like a small program in here. Yeah, it was like a program that I took part in last year, and we were trained on stuff, relating to good stuff like Power BI and business analytics, and helping businesses and small SMEs, small and medium enterprises in Kenya and Africa as a whole. Yeah, so it was a training stuff that I took part in. And the next one is YouTube. YouTube Academy. Okay, it was YouTube. The Everything Show with Angelica Young. Subscribe. Yeah. And then after the extracurricular. So what do I have to say about extracurricular activities? First thing is that you have to pick the one that you're most passionate in, because that way you'll say something that is, close to your heart. And then and you have to be smart in picking your extracurricular activities. Pick something that you are passionate in and is kind of, pretty attractive. Don't pick something that is not, when an admission officer looks at it, it will be like, meh, yeah, rejection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pick something that is attractive to look at. Like, if I would be participating in something that is helping in climate change or the SDGs, for example, I would pick that. I would rather pick that instead of picking something like, I don't know. I don't know what's not attractive. I had a lot of choices in picking extracurriculars. I first wrote debate, but I felt like it was during COVID and I wasn't participating in it. So yeah, I wasn't at that time still in government, so I wouldn't have picked that. Yeah. So let's go to the next thing. Digressing. The next thing are, the transcripts. So you're supposed to submit your transcript, and this is basically meant for kids who are in Form 2 or Form 3 or the equivalent in other countries, that is ninth year or 10th year, or you're a sophomore or a junior. I'll say all that I can. Yeah, so you're supposed to submit your transcript, like that's your grade report in every term. Like I had to pick from the first term of Form 1 and the second term and the third term and stuff like that. So your transcript, it should be, I had all A's during that time. I had an overall grade of A and some B's popping up here and there. So you don't be worried and think that maybe if you don't have overall A's and maybe you have some B's and some C's that you're not gonna qualify, because it's a holistic application and everything matters in the application. So maybe you might be having B's and C's, probably D's, and at the same time you have amazing extracurriculars. I mean, you're this school president, and maybe you're passionate about climate change. Maybe you're a founder of a community service program. You know what I'm saying? I guess that will be helpful. Doesn't matter that the grades, okay, they matter, but the whole application matters. So you might not be perfect in your grades, but you're an amazing person. So yeah. And then you're supposed to have a letter of recommendation that is supposed to be submitted by one of your teachers or your counselors. As for me, I picked my physics teacher. He's also my class teacher. Shout out to you. You're supposed to send an email to the person so that they can send the letter of recommendation. You're not going to see the letter of recommendation. So you have to be a good student. Right now, you start building this good relationship with your teachers and your counselors, because they're going to go a long way in helping you. And then the next thing is the national exam scores. So if you have any national exam scores in a place, you should submit them. Yeah, like in KCPE, something like that. You should submit it. If you pass, that's optional. Next up is the essay part, and right here you have to be pretty creative. You have to showcase critical thinking and creativity as a whole. And what do I have to say here? If you if your grades were more inclined to the A's, then try to write your essays to personify you and make you, more of a person, and be compassionate, and try to express how you love the community, how you would be helping out in community service, and your role in the SDGs. And on the other hand, maybe if you do not have the best grades, then you should try to show how you maybe were passionate and you won a math contest and you won Science Olympia, Science Olympia, and how you won projects that are related to education and stuff like that. And if you have any suggestions, if you want me to showcase my essay, if you want me to read my essay, then comment down below and I'll do that in another video. Yeah, all in all, that's all we had in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click on the bell for post notifications. Follow me on Instagram at the Angelica Young, so you can, send me a direct message, or you can say hi, because that is fine too. Anyway, it is time to wrap it up. And that's a good old wrap.